Rusové, kteří teďka vyjíždějí na let a předvedou nám první pár ukázek. Tady máme Samsona. Přivítejte ho. No už jsme podpořili první zápas světového šampionátu v parahokeji. Střetnutí mezi Itálií a Švédskem. Hned zajímavý gól na úvod. Samozřejmě doufáme, že budete fandit. No my se představíme oba týmy. Začneme zápasem s domácíme, tedy Itálii.
Itálie se na světové parahokejové scéně objevila v roce 2004. Tým ambiciózních Italů dal své pojetí parahokeje výjimečně vidět například na mistrovství Evropy v roce 2011, kde vybojovala zlatou medaili. Itálie se také probojovala na zimní paralympiádu, a to teď 4krát. V loni v Pyeongchangu tým obsadil skvělé 4. místo, ale letos je jeho hlavním cílem zachránit svou pozici v elitní světové skupině A.
No a pak se podíváme na soupeřku. Číslo 1, Stilitano Salvino. Číslo 5, Flanker Molia. Číslo 6, Cavaliere Gianluca. Číslo 8, Radice Roberto. Číslo 10, Kaufmann Stefan. Číslo 10 Stefan, to bylo, ale dáme Samorovou číslo 11, March Mills. Číslo 15, Araujo Gabriela. Číslo 18, Macri Andrea. Číslo 25, Torrella Francesco. Číslo 27, Andrea Alessandro. Číslo 62, Capoloni Cristo. Číslo 66, Paolo Emanuele. Číslo 69, Anderle Alex. A číslo 84, Kačmauer Stefan. Trenérem italského celku je Massimo De Lorenzo. No a proto se představit soupeře Itálie, tým Švédska.
Švédsko je absolutní kolébkou parahokeje. V 60. letech minulého století se skupina pacientů z rehabilitačního centra nechtěla vzdát hokeje a vymyslela tedy, jak hrát svůj oblíbený sport i přes handicap. Mezi největší úspěchy švédské reprezentace patří zlato z paralympiády v Lillehammu v roce 1994 a zlato z mistrovství světa v roce 1996. Brankář Švédů si vysloužil přezdívku Dominik Hašek.
A pojďme se podívat na soupeřku Švédska. Číslo 3, Ivarsson Niklas. Číslo 5, Nilsson Olu. Číslo 6, Nilsson Peter. Číslo 14, Peterson Johan. Číslo 15, Heidelberg Christian. Číslo 17, Svěderstav Daniel. Číslo 20,
Welcome to the opening game of the Hockey Championships 2019. We're inside the Ostrava Arena here in Ostrava, the Czech Republic. First game of the tournament. It's in Group B. It's Italy, agonizingly defeated in the bronze medal match in Pyeongchang against the 1996 world champions, and possibly the creators of the sport altogether. It's Sweden taking on Italy, coming up. My name's Alan March, alongside me is legendary Canadian goalie Paul Rosie Rosen, as some would know him as. That on the screen is not Paul Rosen, that's Samson, the mascot for this event.
Good morning, Alan. I'm really happy to be here.
Crowd of spectators just starting to make their way in. The big one for the locals, of course, the Czech Republic appearing in game 3 of the opening day. Talking of threes, Italians thought they were going to take bronze in Pyeongchang. A controversial goal from the host nation on that occasion meant that it wasn't to be, and they ended up in 4th position, ranked 6 in the world at the moment. Sweden, that's not much less than the amount of players they have available, just 8.
Yeah, the Swedish team, when I played the game, the Swedish team was very dominant. Through the 90s and even the beginning of 2000s, in the games in Salt Lake City, that's when they really started to tail off, Alan, and they're starting to get their program back. It's going to be real tough to play with 8 players. This game is very physical, as you know, and it's going to be a tough one for them. For the Italians, this is their start of redemption, to get that tournament back to where they think they can play.
So a good way to get us started. A new format as well for the World Championships. We're talking about Group A and Group B. The top 4 teams in the world are in Group A. The next 4 are in Group B, and we'll explain how that all works as the competition rumbles on in the opening couple of days here inside the Ostrava Arena. We're hoping for some good action. The new format is designed to give us closer competition, closer games. We'll find out over the course of the next few days, all the way up to May the 4th, whether that's working or not. And we would welcome your views. In charge from Japan, the referee, Satoru Yamaguchi. He's flanked either side by his linesman, one from Finland, Jari Nittila, and the Czech Republic have their own Jan Hranek as well. This is tough for the Italians. You've got to get rid of what happened in Pyeongchang. You've got to get rid of that agonizing defeat, but you're also blooding some new talent. 4 rookies in their roster. It's going to be tough for them here.
This will be a huge challenge for them, especially the first period, Alan. The first period is critical for them to come out and get on the Swedes. The Swedes with 8 players, they're ready to be taken. It depends on how Italy comes out.
We saw the roster for the Italians a moment ago. You'll see a noticeable difference in a couple of moments as we see Massimo Darin Di Lorenzo, coach for Italy. Average age of 32 in the Italian roster. They'd love a different average age in the Swedish one, but they'd also love some extra players there. Without Per Kasperi, one of the star players for Sweden, hasn't even been allowed to travel due to work commitments. His father is actually the team manager. This is Rickard Hardstam. He's the coach of Sweden. There's just not enough numbers there, is there?
No, and this is the one thing that the general public might not understand at this level. The players aren't getting paid the big money like the NHL stars and the world-class stars in able-body hockey. So they have to work. They can't just take 2 weeks off to play in the Worlds.
If it makes you feel any better, neither are me and you. So, you know, we're on their level as well.
That is true.
But we've been given time off. We're here. We're going to enjoy this. And we're hoping that everybody watching around the world through the IPC, the Para Ice Hockey Facebook page, the YouTube, however it is that you're watching this game, make sure you enjoy it. Puck drop is just moments away. How do you see this one going, Paul?
I really think that Italy's going to come out just absolutely on fire. I think they're going to get a couple real fast goals, and this game could be over fast. But I've been wrong before.
Let's see just how this one starts to take shape, as immediately the Italians start to look to open up their goal scoring for this tournament. Trapped in the corner. Sweden with some early defence work. Around the back of the goal it goes then.
Right away, the Italians have the Swedes trapped in the zone.
Nilsson on that far side. Oh, he does not want to give it away there. Fired in, but easy.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Most of the goalies that play at the world level are not going to let a shot in from there. He'd have been better off driving the net, coming in a little harder, a little faster, and challenging the goalie a minute into the game as opposed to giving him a real easy save.
Well, a bit like the shots, I'm hoping the music gets better as well. It's the second time we've heard MC Hammer already inside this venue. Maybe we'll lend them some of Paul's CDs a little bit later on. But, well, 38 seconds on the clock so far. Nothing to report, but the Italians are shooting at will, it would seem.
That one just missed the going underneath the crossbar. Great shot.
So far, Sweden have spent all 53 seconds of this in their own half. And now are finally trying to mount some sort of pressure of their own. But again, that one just squirms its way all through to the goalie.
That could have been a critical situation, Alan, because the goaltender and the defense have to communicate. It's critical communication, and it didn't look like the goaltender told the defenseman what was going on there, and it could have been a little bit of a mix-up. You have to be strong with your voice as a goalie in this game.
We saw Rickard Hardstone there a moment ago on the sidelines, the coach. He's hamstrung as well, isn't he, really? He's only got a few players to choose from. What he doesn't want is a bad start.
It's tough to coach, yes, with 8 players.
Nilsson again seeing a lot of the puck in the early stages for Sweden. Just dumps it long. And the opposite, number 6, Cavalieri, is the man that will come away. That far side, all the action taking place so far here this morning. And again, Cavalieri getting some time with the puck before trying to build for the Italians down this near side. And
Italy looks a little sloppy right now, to be honest with you. What I would do if I was the Italian coach, I'd be telling these guys, once they get over the center ice red line, dump it in and force the Swedes to go back hard, because they only have 8 players. If you allow them to come out of the zone, they're going to be fine. You have to get on them.
Surely part of the Italian game plan here today is to wear out the Italians, and that should be every team's, the Swedes, because that should be every team's ethos here. They know they haven't got the biggest of squads, even though they're firing one in here.
That was a nice stop, nice blocker stop by the Italian goalie.
Well, Italy perhaps weren't expecting to have already faced 2 shots on goal in this opening 2 minutes, especially against the team, as we say, ravaged in terms of squad numbers. But
I'm impressed by the Swedes. They're playing a very smart game.
Italians working hard. At the moment, Sweden, the ones that have had the majority of shots, certainly making the Italian goalie do some work. But here it's wedged against this near side board and eventually finds its way deep into Swedish territory.
Sweden have to be very happy with the first couple of minutes in this game. They're really hemming Italy in, and they're forcing the Italian team to ice the puck. You're not going to get anywhere in this game if you continuously ice the puck, Alan. You have to play smart, bring the puck out as a team, as a 5-man unit, and they're really getting trapped right now.
Well, there you see the busier of the 2 netminders so far.
Again, another icing.
Yeah, Cavalieri just smashing that one away, and
linesman waved it off.
Perhaps showing a little bit of nerves, and we said that the Italians might not start as quickly as we thought they would because of what's in the mind.
Yeah, I think you had it bang on in the pregame when you said they could have a few nerves from the way the last game they played ended up.
Big collision with the near side board, maybe injured from it, and away they come again. And Italy have got to try and take control of this, and they haven't. And That's a big collision. In fact, staying down there is Gilston, who's certainly a player that Sweden cannot go without here. Maximilian Gilston.
Yeah, the problem with playing the game of sled hockey and the sleds themselves is when you get hit in the corner and you can't turn. Remember, the boards don't move. In able-body hockey, you're skating, you're hitting the boards with your body, your shoulder, your back. But in sled, you're hitting the boards, and when you're hitting the boards don't move. You hit it with that sled, and I think what happened was he got jammed.
Just taking a look here. Right in the left side.
Yeah.
And immediately Gilston just rolls onto his side, and it's not good to see the medical team on the ice this early, especially if you only started with 8.
No, that's not a good sign at all. And yeah, he just got one of those little like shivers where the sled hit him, and it's hard to describe the feeling when it goes through your entire body. He looks like he's hurting.
He is in pain, and again, he's a big loss. Maximilian Gilston, 93 for Sweden, leaving the ice with inside the first 3 minutes and 20 seconds. That's all we've had of this game.
And he's actually leaving. He's going to the dressing room.
He's out of here.
The way they're holding his arm, and you know, remember, you skate in this game with your arms. You need your arms. So this could be an enormous loss right now for them.
This is massive, not just in the context of this game, Paul, but in the terms of going forward in this competition. Numbers just keep on dropping. If you miss the start of this game, Per Kasperi on the roster for Sweden, not even in the country. Work commitments, meaning that he's not even here. They're just dropping in numbers, Sweden, and that is big, not just for this game, but for the rest of this World Championships.
Somebody might want to call his boss in Sweden and get him in here.
When's the next plane from Sweden to the Czech Republic? Let's get Googling that one. Onto this near side.
That was just an absolutely terrible play by the Italian winger. You have to hold up there. That's common sense, 101 hockey.
So, if you are new to para ice hockey, 15-minute periods. The clock is counting up inside the venue today.
Yes, not down.
We've had that conversation many times up here. It's 15-minute periods. Paul, you were saying that's kind of really the only difference maker between para and able-body hockey.
It's the only difference. The game is exactly the same except for the time difference. Going from 15 to 20 is something they've wanted to do for a while.
Sure, teams like Sweden with the lack of numbers will be a little bit against that at the moment, but as the game builds, and it will build, and it does build, like many of the para sports, it grows year on year. Hopefully the interest in para ice hockey will grow in Sweden as well. Another big collision for one of their players as this one is lifted forward.
And that was a smart play at the blue line, a Swedish player lining the Italian up and forcing him to shoot the puck in, and you can't get it through a bunched up crowd.
He's looking for a change in fortune down there left-hand side, this near side.
They're grabbing the stretcher out for...
Gilston, just off your camera shot, he's really taking some medical treatment. He's actually to the side of his left leg as this one's cleared away again, the house being defended. And with lots of vigor as well by the Swedes. How much energy will they have to use game on game just to remain at 0-0? It's 5.5.
The Italians are starting to come on strong. You look, we're watching the bench, the Swedish bench. There's 2 players and the backup goalie on the bench.
I wonder if Ulf Nilsson, the backup goalie, has ever considered playing out. He might be asked to.
I think he might have started the game in Sweden in the 50s. He's a veteran.
He certainly is. Nilsson, 54 years of age. He isn't the oldest competitor here. One of the Japanese goalies has that distinction as this one's fired in, but again, easy money.
It doesn't happen very often in the game with the age, but the only position that you can really get away with it in goal. I played from 40 to 50, retired at 50 right after the Vancouver games in 2010. They're the only positions you'd see a guy in his 40s or 50s as your goalkeeper.
From a goalie's point of view, Andreas Neyman He's had a couple of shots at him so far from the Italians. He's not worried about any of those, is he?
No, they've actually made it easy for him by shooting from so far out. They have to, like you said, the Swedes really protect that area in front of the net, which is called the house. They're not going to get a puck through unless they drive the net. If they drive the net, they will eventually wear Sweden down. It's common sense. They only have 7 players now.
One of those shots was from so far away. He waited for the postman to give it him. Distance not helping Italy. They can't get close enough due to the resolute defending of Sweden.
Just watching off to the side, I know people can't see this, but the injured Swede, it looks like they're working on his leg right now.
He would be desperate to get back into this. I can tell you that. Maximilian Gilston will not want to sit on the sidelines throughout not only this game, but he's certainly being patched up. There's a lot of tape being used.
And I think he's going to come back on. It looks like he's getting his socks back on, getting ready to get back in his sled. He pushed the stretcher away. He does not want to sit out this game.
He will rejoin, 26-year-old, looking like he's heading back towards the bench, so that's good.
Great news for the Swedes.
And if they can get him fitting back on the ice and still in this game at 0, then that's even better news. And so far the Italians haven't really, Paul, offered anything to say that they will be the dominant team in this game.
No, I'm impressed with the game plan that the Swedes have implemented in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Shame that Sweden didn't turn out to their left side. Hedberg had a lot of ice on the far side to use, but he came back inside. And eventually, with 6:43 on the clock, we stop again.
Taking that shot from the blue line, Alan, it's just a worthless shot. It's never going to go in. What you want to do is come back, travel into the zone, the offensive zone, and if you can't get anything, fire it into the corner so one of your players can get in and bring it to the net.
Another looped up, harmless. And you have to say that Neyman will feel like he's just in a training match here.
I will guarantee you, as a goaltender in this sport for many years, you take shots like that all day long, I'll just be getting ready for the next shot. Nice play.
Italians again just starting to build a little bit of pressure here. They've been in the offensive zone for quite a while. Unable at the moment to offer anything of any note. That's just sticked away towards Nilsson on the far side.
Continuous long shots on the Swedish goal.
Real tussle for possession, and Sweden come away 3-on-3 here.
That was a little aggressive, let's say.
Unable to keep possession. This is Di Paoli. And again, the Italians.
Nice play.
Not finding anything to go with that one.
That was a questionable offside. We've got a great venue from where we are in the press box here in the arena. I'm very impressed. We get to see all the lines pretty smooth. We'll be able to see if there's any mistakes out there by the stripes.
7:45 on the clock. Again, if you're just joining us, 15-minute periods here in para ice hockey. We're midway through the first of those periods as Sweden try and create something from nothing from the blue line, but then the Italians looking more assured in the last couple of moments than they did in the opening minutes of this game.
Fired into the corner.
The chase is on for possession on the far side. The Italians give it over, and Nilsson lofts the ball forward.
Smart play there.
Using the high pass to get his team out of danger. Around the boards it'll come. This is Ingvarsson.
Nice little drop pass there.
Sweden trying to build some momentum right from the back. Now they've got trapped. Nilsson around the back. Finds Ingvarsson on that left-hand side.
Smart little pass.
Well, it was neat from Sweden, but now the break is on.
This could be trouble.
Planka playing it right across the goal. Italians just can't make it work at the moment.
That was sloppy. They had an excellent opportunity there.
Cederström tries to jab it forward. Doesn't work. And another attempted shot from distance from Florian Planka. He will be dangerous from close up, but he's certainly trying his luck from all over the ice at the moment.
Hey, he's got an excellent shot. I watched him in warm-up. You can't do it from 40 feet out.
Big hit on the near side. That was rather a waste from the Italians as well.
Yeah, sorry, Alan, they're rushing their passes way too much. They've got to carry the puck a little more.
That was Radici for Italy. Just instead of holding on to it and trying to build something, just wafting it away as if he didn't know what to do, and that's not what the Italians were doing again. From the distance. And once more the Swedes survive.
It's an opportunity.
Just in front of the net. Once more the Swedish team digging very, very deep.
Yeah, they're playing smart defensively, just letting the Italians take long shots and getting rid of the puck from the zone. That could be a penalty, and it is.
A big hit on Kalagaris.
And that's what we call T-boning in this sport. For those of you that are watching maybe for the first time, a T-bone's really one of the only penalties that you wouldn't get called in able-body hockey. It's when you take the end of the sled and you use it like a T as a weapon, and that's what the Swedish player did. He came across, used it as a weapon, caught the Italian right in the front of his sled, and you can be very dangerous with a play like that.
A 2-minute penalty for Niklas Rakos, the 32-year-old from Stockholm.
Big opportunity for the Italians to move the puck around, be smart, and get that first goal on the scoreboard.
What a terrible, terrible attempt. And again, as you say, they all of a sudden got that man advantage. And then a shot from nowhere, and it wasn't with any power either.
You don't need to rush that. You've got the man advantage. Move the puck around. Puck will always move faster than the player.
Sweden now with the deficit in numbers on the ice will be looking to remain level with the Italians on the scoreboard, and that's the main objective, of course, as that one is just fired long. Easy to pick up for Florian Planka.
Yeah, I think the Swedes just want to get into the dressing room at 0-0, and they'll be very happy with that. Again, on a power play, you're shooting the puck from 1 foot inside the blue line. A simple shot, no screening whatsoever. The goaltender will make that save any day of the week. And if I'm the Italian coach right now, I'm a little upset.
Well, the Swedes have mastered 50% of the penalty so far. 1:06 remaining on the clock, give or take 50%. 11:37 on the game clock. The cheerleaders in the house, you might not be seeing them, but they're about as active as the Swedish defenders, to be fair to them. Oh, and that one slides by.
That was a good opportunity there.
The Italians, you feel, would take a goal by hook or by crook at this point, and they might just get another chance and a wayward pass.
Have to take that shot. You're all alone.
Planka on this near side wants it. It's not going to get it. Another shot comes in, and again patted away. Neyman now very much the busiest of the keepers, and that's...
And you have a few Swedes that want to change, but there's not enough players to change. They're coming to the bench, and coach is saying, no, you have to stay out.
Hedberg, he's on. Gilström is back. That's good news if he's able to compete.
Nice pass.
That's lovely work, and that's the best opportunity of the game. Another good save, and Neyman is keeping Sweden at 0 here. And the hustle is on just to get that puck away and out of the box. Comes Rakos, so back to full strength.
That was a real smart play by the Italians. A little slip-off pass. He was in all alone. Great stop by the Swedish goalie as he got square to the puck, square to the shooter, and made it almost impossible for him to put that one by him. It was a real nice play all around by the Italians to move the puck around, by the Swedes to defend. But if, like I said, if I'm the coach right now, and here we go, nice little slip-off pass coming in, great cross-ice pass, nice shot, but a great move by the goalkeeper. Goaltender coming over to stay square to the puck. Beautiful pass here, nice retrieve, nice save. All around a real nice play.
Well, that is by far the best chance the Italians have not only created, it's the best save that Andreas Neyman in the Sweden goal has had to make. There he is, Neyman.
He's done exactly what he's had to do. He hasn't had a lot of tough stops. The ones that he's had to make, he's made, and that's what you need from your goalie. Sometimes you don't need him to stand on his head. You just need him to not let a cheap one in.
Yeah, wait for the goalie.
Well, that would be the gut wrencher in this first period for Sweden, who have defended admirably for 12:51 that we have on the clock so far. The 15-minute marker fast approaching it again from distance, and that one bounces high off the boards into the nets.
Into the net and saves the potential cuts from some of the people that are watching behind the net. The pucks come out very fast. I've been hit a few times on the bench.
So again, 13 minutes just about here in the opening game of these World Para Ice Hockey Championships of 2019. Ostrava hasn't been greeted to goals so far, but it has been treated to an interesting tussle, shall we say, for two teams. Certainly not going without effort, and that took a deflection en route to goal.
Very calm play by the goaltender right there. The puck was sitting there, he's waiting, nobody's coming to him. Going to kill a few more seconds, then puts his hand on it to freeze the puck. Very smart play.
One of the hardest things for any goalie is they see a shot and it takes a deflection. It's whether you can get to where it's going. Luckily for Neyman, it took all of the sting out of the shot, and he was just able to, as you say, just wait for it to trickle into him.
There's no reason to panic unless you have to panic.
We'll go back and do that all again.
I think the music in this building should be turned up a little.
Pardon? Nilsson on the far side doesn't get anywhere near the puck. He's just removed from play. Blanca now tries to start something for the Italians. Around the net it goes. Back again to the other side. The Italians being made to work hard if they want anything out of this first period. Not exactly a masterclass in defending from the Swedes, but everything that they've needed to do, they've done.
They're doing exactly what they have to do. It does not have to be a pretty, you're not painting a Picasso right now here. You're just trying to get to the dressing room 0-0.
Well, Niklas Rakos is clearly a man on the ice that you don't want to mess with. He's already spent some time in the penalty box. He's involved again on the far side.
The fans are having a good time here with a kiss cam coming up.
Saw Macri for Italy a couple of moments ago. Huge soccer fan. And a massive NHL fan as well. He was talking with members of the IPC staff about the Stanley Cup just a couple of days ago. He was enjoying the coverage of that. But here, desperate to get involved in a Italian side that takes a medal. And a chance here. Oh, well, it was Macri who we were just talking about. Finding himself inside a hole just inside, outside the crease, sorry.
That was a beautiful play here. The Italians keep the puck in the zone. 5 is looking, and he just slips it across to the center of the ice. Beautiful deflection, and an incredible stop by the Swedish goalie. Look at that nice little tip-off. Just lets it hit his chest pad, freezes it. Let's take this to the dressing room, 0-0. That's what they're saying.
Well, Macri, the former wheelchair fencer in London 2012, nearly drove a dagger into the heart of the Swedes with not long left to go in this first period. Here he is again, trying to make something happen for Italy in the final seconds of this first period.
Oh!
Off the pads.
Oh, it's in!
Oh!
The Swedish player put it in himself, Alan. That's
14
heartbreaking.
seconds to go in the first period, and the hooter goes because Sweden have scored, but hold on, it's in the wrong net.
It's an own goal, as they like to say in soccer.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
Well, what a way to start. Petter Nilsson, I think it's Nilsson, who has just slipped it past his own goalkeeper, and that's horrendous luck with 14 seconds to go.
It was actually a real nice play by the Italians. Nice little deflection again. The goaltender has it. He stops at the goalie, and here it is again. Beautiful little play. Throws it in. Nice again, a nice deflection. Great play. And unfortunately, number 6 on Sweden, Nilsson, he tries to slip it into the goalie, and he puts it in.
Well, you can
That's a
almost
heartbreaker.
hear the goalie shouting, "Leave it." We don't speak a lot of Swedish, but you can just imagine he's shouting, "Leave it." And I bet Nilsson now feels like that's exactly what he should have done. A few seconds remaining, and that gives us the conclusion of the first period. It's Italy 1, Sweden 0. But you have to feel, Paul, for Sweden, they defended so well. For times in that period, they lost a star man early doors. They were the only team to suffer losing a player to the penalty box, and then to put one past your own goalie must sting.
It definitely does, and I think you have to be happy if you are the Swedes with the way you played the game plan and the way you played that first period with only 3 players on the bench. It's very smart period. The unfortunate fact is you have to let the goalie make the stop when the puck is in front of him. They got a little panicked. I probably thought that, we're getting out of this unscathed, 0-0, and he slipped it past him. It's a heartbreaker, but they have the opportunity, the way they've been playing, Alan, to come out in the second and tie it up.
Well, we're hopefully going to take a look at some of the highlights of the first period in just a matter of moments, and the teams starting to make their way to the changing rooms. Just joining us, the first period of the World Para Ice Hockey Championships 2019 has been and gone 1-0 in Italy's favour. 15 minutes is the gap. And there you see the goal scorer. Well, they've given it to last year, but I don't think that's anything like from the replay. It definitely looks like Nilsson gets a stick to it, and Nilsson's reaction would tell you that as well. So we'll look as whether we change that goal scorer later on in the competition. I'm sure that'll get reviewed, but at the moment the Italian won't mind. He's taking the goal, and it's the goal that puts Italy 1-0.
Yeah, and what they're going to do there is, when it's a known goal in hockey, the last player to touch the puck from the opposing team, so you would have that play.
Paul, talk us through the highlights of the first period.
So here's a couple of plays right off the beginning. The Swedes with a nice shot. That was probably their best opportunity. Great little play, but a nice blocker stop by the Swedish goalie. Now the Italians start to come in. From the beginning, they were taking shots like that. A little too easy. Very difficult to put a puck in there. This is a great play, slip-off play. One of the nicer plays in the period. Great play by the Swedish goalie. He stayed square to the puck. Almost impossible to put it in. Here's another great play here. I think this is the deflection one. Slips it off. Nice little deflection. This is the goal, unfortunately. That number 6 is Nilsson is very upset with that. You see as he smashes his stick. He's not happy about the way that that ended, and it would be the player on the Italian team, number 11, who deflected that puck, and he'll be getting the goal for sure, because then it went in from the Swede.
Well, Martin is the man credited with the goal so far. We saw a few shots as the period wore on. The Italians got closer and closer to the goal before taking their shots. It was kind of inevitable that the goal was going to come. I think the circumstance will sting the Italians a little bit more. So 1-0 is how it stands after the first period. 13 shots on goal. Not many of those, Paul, you would say, were in an area that really caused any problems. Just the one power play, and only the 2 minutes spent inside the box for Niklas Rakos of Sweden. So, first game, day one, 1-0. All the ones are in play here in our opening game of Ostrava 2019. A return to Ostrava after 2009's World Championships will return in a few minutes.
Zatím jsou vyslyšení, že jsou život Allianz má schránit a nabízíme ještě snažnější výběr pojištění. Můžete si vybrat základní balíček, více ochrany, anebo nabitý balíček pro váš maximální kredit. Více se dostat na webu nebo na našich pobočkách. Allianz, žiješ. Jaký by to byl šampionát, kdyby neměl svou konzolu, a my jsme v konzolu vybojovali přímo tady v hale Ostrava 2D. A můžete si vyzkoušet spoustu spojených třeba právě s olympijským sportem. Pojďte se na to podívat, co vám vše nabízíme. Tak vyzkoušet si třeba můžete stolový hokej a zahrát si také a zjistit, kdo je nejlepší. Ale nejenom to. Máme tady třeba lukostřelku, přímo z Moskvy si vyzkoušíte, že tady v Ostravě máme skvělé lukostřelce, kteří se účastní paralympických her. No a připomínáme, že budeme rádi, když budete s námi sdílet vaše fotky na Facebooku, Instagramu či Twitteru a objevíte se třeba na naší kostce. Stačí využít hashtag Ostrava 2019 a to jak na Facebooku, tak na Twitteru, tak na Instagramu. A třeba se vám objevíte na kostce jako naše Zuzka s našimi Samsony, tedy maskoty světového šampionátu. Takže sdílejte s námi vaše fotografie, které vyfotíte v rámci světového šampionátu v parahokeji. Tady do strany. Děkujeme.
So welcome back to coverage of game one of the World Para Ice Hockey Championships 2019. Right here inside the Ostrava Arena, inside Ostrava, Czech Republic. So myself, Alan March, alongside me is Paul Rosen. Paul, what does Sweden have to do different now? They defended resolutely, an unfortunate own goal in the dying seconds of the first period. They didn't offer a great deal after the first couple of minutes going forward. They're going to have to offer something now.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is they can't panic. They have to just play this game. They played a perfect first period. It just slipped off, and they had that goal. What can you do? 5-6 seconds left, an own goal. Style. Nice hit. Oh, I do not agree with that one, Alan. That was a nice shoulder check. by the Italian, and he's getting a roughing penalty here.
Nilsson, it was on the end of it. Calgaris comes in. Well, the puck has gone, Paul. It is a little late, shall we say.
But then give him the interference penalty, not the roughing penalty. It was a nice, solid check. That's what you want to stay in this game, the solid check shoulder to shoulder. You don't want headshots in this game, but we want to stay shoulder to shoulder. You want to get that big physical part of the game. That's what I love about the game. Once you do something like that.
Calgaris ends up inside the penalty box, so a 2-minute penalty for roughing for Sandro Calgaris.
Huge opportunity, Alan, here for the squeeze to tie it up.
This is massive. This is massive for the 1996 world champs, and they go from long in the early stages of that penalty. Well, that might have been a very quick start for them.
And that was a tricky shot. I don't think the goalie saw that one. Oh.